Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. What's going on, yo? What's going on? Excuse me, yo. Inspired Truth says eggnog pre-spiked and ready to go. Hysterical, hysterical. Right? You actually reminded me. I might have to make a late night stop. Yeah. I'm not too far behind you with that. I'm not too far behind you with that. Right? So yeah. Oh boy. Oh, our favorite colorist, hypergamy, level up, black woman in luxury, black men ain't ish, laughing at black men's misfortune, queen, our favorite, right? So for those of you that didn't click the link, that's good on your mental health. It is Christmas Eve and enjoy your families. For those of you like Mr. Z who are low key, high key masochist and did click the link, excuse me, and listen to Chrissy. Oh boy, right? So apparently there is a young lady, black woman who is on TikTok who actually, does black men or men in general, I guess, a solid and says, you know what? She doesn't really want her man to work to death, work his fingers to the bone to be some hyper provider, right? She's actually, oh boy, sounds like she cares about her man's mental health. And by the way, the young lady doesn't have a husband or it doesn't seem like she has a boyfriend right now. She's okay looking sister. Um, and she says she's doing pretty okay in life and it's still a struggle, right? It's still, and she's college educated, et cetera, et cetera. So we have a sensible black woman from what we can see here. We don't know her exes, so we don't know the story, but what it's looking like is we might a a somewhat sensible black woman that sees men as human beings and not walking ATM machines. And of course, here comes Chrissy, right? So Chrissy, in her incessant defense of the indefensible, sees this as a threat, I guess, to her message of black men ain't ish, and use them and abuse them. Um, and so she feels like this is an attack on her, right? So Chrissy feels like this is an attack on her, and here she comes defending once again the indefensible. And you have all type of talk of maybe this young lady is virtue signaling. If she was, what's the problem? Um, there's a bunch of men and women, black men and women in the comments agreeing with her. And the problem is, right? A lot of these women do this virtue signaling, but they're really trying to crowd out the competition because they secretly want to live the hypergamous life. Ladies, dear Chrissy, all of you want to live the hypergamous life. That is something that men around the world understand, even black men in America. That's not the issue. Chrissy, the issue is the environment doesn't really allow for that for like the masses of women, and women like you sell escapism and fantasy. Huh? Even you said yourself, like that's pretty much not the world we live in. But the black women like you, and by the way, actually rewind. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, rewind. Chrissy engages in this kind of like weirdo white woman talk about emotional labor and house chores. And I know, Chrissy, that a black woman in America, Chrissy, I know a black woman isn't trying to pull white women stunts with this borderline men and weaponized incompetence talk. I know a black woman in America is not talking about emotional labor. I know you ain't saying that, Chrissy. I dare black women in my presence to talk about emotional labor. The numbers say black men are the most egalitarian, Chrissy. Huh? I know a black woman in America is not talking about who's doing the emotional labor. Huh? So Chrissy, in her snarky ways, say pretty much you got to pay the cost to be the boss, and y'all the one who want to perpetuate patriarchy. Chrissy, I know you watch the same videos Z watches. Are the women not, or are they complaining that the men ain't approaching and talking to them, and the bars are closing, and what happened to all the good men, and why aren't the men approaching them? And then you hearing um um extra women and even some boomer women. I just want to find my person, and I'm going on these dates. Excuse me. And you're hearing all these women and men. Excuse me, I said women and men. The men are not crying. The women in these cars crying. Is that, or is that not happening, Chrissy? Huh? So what we have here, and Chrissy says, to the young lady, because the young lady was like, I want my man to have hobbies. I want him to, enjoy life. I don't want him to just be working all the time and going through the mental issues and mental anguish, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess Chrissy's response to that is she's been dating hypergamously, and every man she dates has hobbies, and they'll make the time, right? So essentially, Chrissy's just a mean girl. Chrissy saw the movie Mean Girls, and she thought it was a documentary, right? Hey, and Trell says, freaking terrorist. And what do they say about terrorists? We do not negotiate with terrorists. Uh-oh. Right? What's going on, Nema? Right? Chrissy is just a mean girl, y'all. Chrissy is just a mean girl who gets off on it. And that's kind of sad. Right? Like, so let me get this right. You are so hard up on this hypergamy thing that, Chrissy, you know the numbers. You got a degree in marketing, right? You're in the career field. I'm guessing you're doing really, really well financially. Plus, with YouTube, Chrissy's doing pretty goddamn well financially. This is what, a 30 maybe something, maybe early 40 something year old woman. I'm not sure Chrissy's age. I'm guessing she's around Z's age, late 30s, maybe early 40s. Doing pretty damn well. No wedding ring in sight. No children. Don't care for children, and goes in and out of whether she wants to get married. But she's doing pretty well. She done bragged about her luxury condo, all this foolishness. Racist white woman chocolate dip right here, y'all. Wait, Z, say that better. Classist, racist white woman right here, y'all. There you go. Chocolate dipped. Right? So, Chrissy sees black people online having a conversation about the labor of men, and because this young lady is a black woman, so we're assuming she's probably talking about a black man. She might be a swirler or a divester, we don't know, but fine. She's a black woman, so we're assuming she's talking about black men. And so black folks are having a conversation online, apparently on TikTok, about the labor of men and how much men should be pretty much doing to provide their wife or girlfriend the most opulent life. And Chrissy sees that as an attack on her message, that you should be not really care about that. Men sign up for patriarchy, so let them work themselves to death to provide for you the best lifestyle humanly possible. Huh? Oh boy. Trell said she thought Mean Girls was a self-help infomercial. Hysterical. Huh? Wow. So these women are admitting, look, hey, and the young lady said it. She's doing pretty well. She's college educated apparently, and she's still, struggling a bit. As many of us are. If you ain't rich in America, that provider anxiety or just maintaining yourself, you go to the mall and spend, frivolously or recklessly one time and you feel it. And that's even for those of us that might be doing all right. You scared to say you doing good because you're afraid that saying you doing good will jinx you. That's where many of us are if we're not in the just complete struggle. And so in that environment, if the young people, young black folks, are having a conversation and you're seeing some women, at least some black women, reeling back some of this stuff. I think it was Jules who said it on Art New Style channel, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been AB's channel. That he's watching Kendra G, it might have been another brother, but they're watching Kendra G, and you seeing some of these sisters reeling back that $100,000 requirement, that 100,000 plus requirement, because life is getting real. So, and that doesn't mean they don't want it, but it does mean life is getting real, and they got to get it where they fit in. And so the young people are having this conversation. What type of insufferable, mean, curmudgeon ass woman are you? Where you're like, no, 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 we can't have this 50-50 conversation because the women are going to do more. Yeah, that's it. And the emotional labor, and this is what the men wanted, and patriarchy. What type of mean ass person, Grinch ass person, Christmas Eve, even though this came out like 20 hours ago, so anyway, we're just going to say Christmas Eve, says, no, 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 women, no, no, we can't be sensible. We're supposed to make, what does it say? Take everything, leave them nothing. Right? You little miserable ass. And according to Chrissy, when she get off YouTube, she living her life. And I somewhat believe her. But you preaching misery and loneliness, and you said it again. You reiterate it again. This is why it's hypergamy or nothing. You telling black women, the poorest demographic in America short of Native American women, that is hypergamy or nothing? And I see you trying to reel it back a little bit and sanitize it just a smidge, but say, my conscience for the women that enjoy it. That's my conscience for the people that enjoy it. Chrissy, stop. Stop. Not the way you've been preaching for damn near a decade. Huh? Man, this lady is like enjoying just watching the black community burn. And she swore nobody hurt her. Are you sure? You trying to tell me you see a TikTok where a young lady is just, and we don't even know her. She looking like she just giving black men just a little bit, just a smidge, just a teeny tiny. And like you said, she could be pretending. This could be virtue signaling. I don't see the problem here, but okay. She could be trying to crowd out her competition. She could be one of them hypergamous queens like you. But we don't even know her. And she, at least right here, she's just looking just a smidge sensible. Just, you know what? I get it. Men are human beings too. I don't want to work my future husband or boyfriend to the bone trying to provide for me opulently. Right? I'm doing okay in life, and it's still a bit of a struggle. And you're looking at that moment. Oh my God, lady, are you okay? You're looking at Chrissy. Let's put this tone on. Let Z do this. Chrissy, you're looking at this moment to mock the young lady, to talk about, you see, the black community is not traditional. Chrissy, the current environment is crushing all of that for the masses of people, not just black people. Black people happen to get here first because of slavery and Jim Crow. You know, the things that you like never talk about, that you minimize because to include it in your calculations would make you see black men as human beings. So you do your whole white racist woman thing, but chocolate dipped, and always minimize that or discount it or exclude it in the conversation. Black people got to where everybody is ending up anyway, because of the capitalism you worship, because of the elite rich white men that you wish you were with. because of the system they designed. So this is not just quote unquote patriarchy. This is not just quote unquote capitalism. This is a very pernicious neoliberal white supremacist version of capitalism and a white supremacist capitalist version of white patriarchy, right? You taking one of the systems that's kind of oppressive and just adding more sauce onto it, and then taking another system and adding more sauce onto it, and then we end up here. So you're watching black people trying to find their way out of the forest and start to have more sensible conversations, and you find that to be a problem. Chrissy, do you hear yourself? Chrissy, you gotta come back to this in like 5 years. You gotta come back to your video in like 5 years. You might be the same fake ass miserable person, or maybe you're faking miserable on the internet. Like you said, you pretty much live a pretty good life out once you get off. You gotta come back to this in 5 years. Do you hear yourself? Wow. The L's active. That's actually kind of what it seems like. And L's active says, LOL, Chrissy is uptight that 50-50 girls may have a better deal for provider men. Maybe. Wow. That's frightening. So let me get this right. Black men and black women are in this young lady's comments, essentially cheering her on. She's getting other young black women to think about certain things, and you have a problem with that because you feel it's an attack on your message. Hypergamy or nothing. Chrissy, you not secretly LGBTQ? You ain't trying to get munched on by another woman or munch on another woman? Do you hear yourself? Do you not see how Zeke could maybe entertain that or come to that conclusion? Do you not hear yourself? Lady, you sound weird. You sound sick, lady. I don't want to say you. I want to say you sound I want to sound like an old southern grandma. You sound like something might be wrong with you. She needs some milk. Lady, there might be something really wrong. Sound cock blockish. You hear me? Shout out to Trill, right? Wow. Trill just straight up said she a hater because apparently, you imagine we might be getting to a place because of the environment and because of so much conversation on social media and on the internet where black women might be getting just a smidge teeny just a little bit, and I'm still feeling like I'm saying too much, just a little sensible, just not even. They're entertaining. What was the statement? I'm thinking about a plan, or like what did Trump say again? That they mocked, that the Democrats were mocking. I'm considering a plan. Whatever Trump said, black women are like there. Like I'm thinking about being just a little bit sensible when it comes to black men. And Christy got a problem with that. Oh my God, lady, are you okay? There we go. Thank you, Demetrius. Concepts of a plan. Concepts of a plan, right? Yeah, thank you, better you. Concepts of a plan. That's what black women are. And Christy's like, wait, y'all going too far. Lady, do you hear yourself? Oh, hey, it's Christmas Eve, and this lady just Grinching. So you're just gonna keep on with this, right? Wow. Black women are on the concepts of a concept of a concept of a plan, and Chrissy find that to be way too much, right? And Gio says, "Are you falling for the reach back?" No, but I understand. Remember, Mr. Z's been here for a minute, so I understand that the environment is kicking black women all in the ass, right? Kevin told him winter is here, winter's coming. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, right? And as I said, and I don't know if you ever heard me say this, Just Jill, but what as more, excuse me, as the wealth divide increases between the top 20 and the bottom 80, as that gap becomes more and more of a chasm, especially for us younger Xers, us millennials, not so much Gen Z yet, as our parents start to pass away and that wealth transfer happens, mainly once again for the top 20%, and that top 20% continues to get married and for the most part not get divorced, and the economy starts working more and more for that top 20%. Once again, um, check out Dr. Richard Reeves' book Dream Hoarders. I'm going to do a review on an interview he did about it, um, maybe next week, right? Maybe next week. As that continues to happen, the masses of women in the bottom 80, that's black women, white women, Latina women, maybe even some Asian women, are going to have to think about these things differently. They're going to have to think about relationships differently. I'm talking about intimate, sexual, romantic relationships with men differently. They're going to have to think about quote unquote partnership differently, right? So when Chrissy's putting this message out, she's really condemning these women to a lifetime of single. She's condemning them to the struggle. All they're going to have is their ego and their pride and maybe a middle management job and title. Y'all already know Mr. Z's spiel, the baby bins. And when Mr. Z says baby bins, read all of those entry level luxury cars, the Tesla Model 3, the Benz CLAs, the Benz C class, the entry level luxury SUVs. That's the GLCs, maybe even the GLBs, but not so much the GL, all of that, right? So it's just you're looking at goddamn look, I don't know. KMS, you just messed up the whole flow in a good way, right? I'll get to it in a second. Right? But that's what she's condemning these women to. The entry level luxury vehicle. But once again, when y'all hear Mr. Z says baby bins, just read all of that. Um, she's condemning them to that, right? And that to me, that's like so mean. And I think Demetrius said something earlier. Let me read that real quick, where he says, goddamn, where was it? Trauma dumping is rude. Where's that comment, Demetrius? You put it up and I read it. There we go. Yeah. Trauma dumping is rude. Say that to Chrissy. Yeah, there we go. Right. But yeah. And so to answer your question, just you, it's not that I'm really falling for it, but I want to see young people get together. And I know that the women were gonna come around for the ones that were. I still think, shout out to Victor Creed, you check her social media to see who she subscribed to. I still think you gotta check her social media to see if she was ever on some swirler divester stuff. Check her Twitter to see if she ever co-signed any of this weirdo next level hypergamy talk. I think all of that, right? But if the young women are starting to think about these things differently, or if they never, let's say you meet one of the few black women that was never on this, and now she's coming upon this young lady who's saying, "Hey, I don't want my man to be working himself to the bone just to provide me an opulent lifestyle," right? Then to have Chrissy come around with this BS, it's not only me, it's like it's really actually pushing, and that's why I say like eugenics, right? First off, we already know 50-50 financially. We already know men still out earn women, and that, yes, that even includes in the black community, right? Even in the black community, the majority of at least marriages skew either 50-50 or above for the men. I mean, the men are taking on the brunt of the finances. Yes, even in the black community, at least for married couples. So when Chrissy speaks about this other stuff, wouldn't that come with kind of the way this relationship should be working to a certain extent, even by your own metrics traditionally? Chrissy, give it up. It ain't gonna be 100% finances coming from men, writ large in America. That's just not a thing. Period. This is what I'm saying. She's condemning these women to a lifetime of single. Because to be frank, Chrissy, even if these black women were to do the swirler thing that you say, for the most part, even for your own subscribers, they're not gonna meet and marry the white dude that pays for everything. The numbers say that, Chrissy. Right? Wow. And Elle says, literally on the article she references, women do laundry 58% of the time, cooking and cleaning 51% of the time, men car maintenance 69% of the time, lawn 59% of the time. What on earth is Chrissy moaning about? Moaning about. I get what you're saying. She's deranged. You know, Elle's active. I'm glad you see that because I think you being in the UK and like that British accent, which in America comes off posh. It don't matter for y'all can distinguish. For us, we really can't distinguish the difference. So you're used to that tone, maybe a softer tone, a more quote unquote elegant, classy tone. Um, and so the way Chrissy speaks doesn't do anything for you. Where in America, because of Chrissy's delivery and her tone, a lot of women have been bamboozled and they don't see her as deranged. They don't hear her screaming, right? I hear Chrissy screaming. I can hear the rage in her. I can she doesn't actually have to be overtly snarky for me to hear the snarkiness in her. For me to hear the suffer then coming out of her, right? And like for a lot of folks, they need it to be so overt. That's why I said to Chrissy a little while ago when I did a review of one of her videos a little while ago, I said, Chrissy, you are extreme. You don't think you're extreme because you're comparing yourself to the Cynthia G's of the world and the divested zealots of the world. But for everyone who's not initiated, you are extreme, right? You are soft shoeing eugenics talk. You may not be where Cynthia G is with the genocide talk, but you are soft shoeing eugenics talk. And you've been doing that for a few years now. You just didn't go off the deep end like Cynthia G did, right? Ain't true. And Demetrius says that lack of being able to notice subtleties plays into a lack of media literacy. Yeah, yep, yep, right. Wow. And by the way, this is inspired by Inspired Truth, right? And the brothers in here, right? Inspired Truth broadcast did send this to me. I was gonna probably see it eventually, but maybe tomorrow, maybe later on tonight. But he definitely expedited the process, right? He definitely expedited the process. But yeah, and Demetrius also says, and reading comprehension. So let's read that again. He says that lack of being able to notice subtleties plays into a lack of media literacy, and reading comprehension. Yes, I agree. I agree. Oh man, I read your comment, Dre. I just ain't reading it out loud. But and GC says Chrissy knows she'll be alone forever. Possibly. And I think the people that have reconciled being alone forever, I think that's okay if they reconcile that with themselves. But spreading your like bile, right? Your bile, yeah, bile, better yet. Um, yeah. And to the young people, that's why I'm very clear with how I present these things. I am not here to have the young people like a Demetrius hate black women. We talk about the misbehavior, right? We talk about the things that encourage and the people that encourage the misbehavior. We talk about the gynocracy. We speak about the matriarchy. We speak about the training process in that type of mindset. But we don't encourage hating or wishing the worst for black women, right? But the Chrissies of the world do. And it's when you see something as benign as this video and what this young lady is saying, that's when you really get to see that coming out of someone like a Chrissy. It's holiday season. It's literally Christmas Eve. And Chrissy said, nope, 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 nope. What y'all won't do is have a conversation about 50-50. Like, do you hear yourself? Right? And thank you for noticing. And D Scott says that thumbnail is thumbnail and hysterical, right? And yeah, I chose this one in particular because of a female Grinch with the two middle fingers up. Exactly. Right? And Mr. Donnie Mac says the Queen of the Ashes. Mr. Donnie Mac, you also had another comment here where you continued with some of the stats. Give me a second, too. And Mr. Donnie Mac says, per the Pew Research Center, 40% of black wives have primary breadwinner husbands, 34% of black wives are egalitarian marriages, and 26% of black wives are primary breadwinners. That means that 34 plus 40, that's pretty much 75%. That's 74%. So that's pretty much 75%, right? You see, this is just insane, right? Wow. And let's read this now. KMS with the big old Christmas gift. Big old 250. And thank you for this, KMS. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And thank you for the super chat, KMS. Jeez. Big old Christmas gift right here. Um, this is going probably to um bringing the Z back to life fund. The Z ain't all the way out, y'all, but I do got some work to do. Jesus. Shout out to all of us that got a thing for old cars, right? The classics. And KMS says, Merry Christmas, Z. You are appreciated, respected, and loved. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I have learned so much. Thank you. I can't speak for all of the other lives you have changed, but please know that you have changed this man's life for the better and forever. Thank you, sir. Wow. 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 I might drop a tear, right? No, and goddamn, you're about to turn this into a thank you stream. But no, I thank y'all first. I think the Black Manosphere. Because it was me and a couple of homeboys. We swore we like, is it us? Right? You know when you look around and you're like, is it me? Right? It was me and a couple of homeboys, and I have a one of my boys and I send some of this content to a couple of other friends. But I have one of my homeboys that he peeks in every once in a while to the Black Manosphere. Um and yeah, no, it I think the Black Manosphere also um and I'm humbled, right? I'm humbled that I have brothers that are doing extremely well in life, such as you, KMS. the Trails of the world, the brothers that are doing pretty damn good. Shout out to once again Gold Professor, who suggested me start my channel. Um, Shout out to all the brothers that I talked to offline. Um, right? But no, I think y'all because for a second there was like, is it me? Right? So yeah, no, it and I'm glad that I said what I said too. Like we don't preach hatred over here, right? I will say, ladies, we might get our 5 chuckles in if you stumble. Maybe even if you fall on your face. If you ain't hurt too bad or dead, because we notice what we don't do here, actually, talking about that. We don't actually celebrate the death of black women. You notice that, right? You notice that? Bell Hooks passed, we didn't celebrate her death. All the sisters that passed questionably in the presence of white men, we didn't celebrate their deaths. We use it as a cautionary tale because that's not what we do here in the black manosphere, right? And I'm tying this to the topic. What and as KMS is saying, like what we don't do is preach the hatred of black women or women writ large, right? Thank you. We celebrate their weight loss, like a Lizzo, right? Uh-oh. Like a Gabby Sidibe, uh-oh. We even talk about Gabby Sidibe being pretty feminine, huh? But yeah, no, I am humble, KMS, and I'm gonna continue, doing the Z thing, and we'll see how this goes. And we'll just keep on riding out until YouTube say no more, right? That's what we just gonna do. We're just gonna keep on riding out until YouTube says, you know what? We caught you up on this, and we really want to kick you off anyway. So goodbye, you go. Bye, right? But until then, we right. So that's just what it is. You know what, BGS? Yeah, yep. And BGS is sometimes being a beach, right? Is all you have to hold on to. Christmas Eve, BGS, Christmas Eve. I mean, she did drop this about 20 hours ago. We just gonna call it Christmas Eve. Damn, lady. You trying to tell me young people are talking about 50, young black people, as BGS said, an old school marriage? You come with what you come with, I come with what I come with, and we try to make it work. You mean young black people are having that conversation in America with the current economic environment kicking everybody all in the ass? And young black people, young black women are trying to get their minds right, and you have a problem with that. Once again, let's highlight BGS's comment. Wait a minute. Where did it go? Mr. Z, there. Once again, sometimes being an insufferable beach, yitch, right? Shout out to California, shout out to Larry June. Sometimes being an insufferable yitch is all you have to hold on to. And Chrissy, if that's not the real you, that's really difficult to believe because your YouTube persona, oh boy, you have Oscar-worthy performance on YouTube if the real you is not this person, huh? And I saw those comments in your comments. I divorced my husband and we were married and it was supposed to be 50-50. Yawn. I read those comments, huh? Insane. It is Christmas, everyone, in a couple hours. And this lady decided 20 hours ago to drop a video saying, nah, see, what we not gonna do is sound sensible about relationships with black men. And this is why the black community is not traditional. Ma'am, First of all, I already told you the era of hypergamy is dead for the masses of women, and y'all the ones who killed it. You want to, Chrissy, if you want to go there and say, well, this is what you got to pay the cost to be the boss, and the men want patriarchy. Chrissy, the women want patriarchy too. They just want patriarchy by feminist specifications. And for the masses of them, they ain't gonna get it. You want to know why? Because they killed it. Uh-oh. Chrissy, women killed hypergamy because you can't have equality in hypergamy at the same time in the same place. So it's not simply the black community is not traditional. You see, this is what I'm talking about. It's not simply that. Grow up. It's also, Chrissy, that women killed hypergamy. If you want to go there, Chrissy, women killed hypergamy, Chrissy. Huh? Especially that extreme hypergamy you're talking about. Women killed it. And so the young women, at least a few of them, young black women, are putting their fingers to the wind and see which direction the wind is blowing, and they realizing, yeah, about that $100,000+ talk, about that extreme hypergamy talk. I want it, but I don't know. I'm just gonna have to get it where I fit in. And you have a problem with that because, as BGS said, sometimes, right, being a yitch is all you got to hold on to. Right? Leon said they destroyed it. You see what I'm saying? Chrissy, that's something you're gonna have to take up with your foremothers, including your black foremothers, because they're the ones who signed on and constructed partially that Faustian bargain with white women. Because they thought white women would have stabbed white men in the back. And how did that work out? 70 years later, 60 years later. Uh-oh. Right. And Revelot, you're right, but we ain't even gonna go there. And Revelot says most women don't even know how to hypergamy correctly. Yeah, you're correct, but we don't even gotta go there. Wow. This is insanity, everyone. Like real definition of insanity. Like really doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Mr. Z, wouldn't you say you're doing that too by having a conversation with her? You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Massacre Z over here. Right? Wow. And to a certain extent, I was gonna say Z is in a loss of words, but I'm really not. It's holiday season. People trying to be booed up. People who are booed up are booed up. Others are trying to be booed up. Right? This young lady dropped this TikTok. Chrissy's reading the. Let me get this right, Chrissy. You're reading the comments from black women and black men who are agreeing with this young lady, and you, curmudgeon, Grinch ass, couldn't just let that be because you felt like it was an attack on your message and what you sell on your channel, which is delusional fantasy talk. Huh? And you felt like that was an attack on you, so you had to drop this little field piece, this little 11, 12-minute long field piece, pretty much going in on the entire black community. I told y'all it wasn't going to stop with black men. Shout out to all you black women who signed on to this weirdo crap from the Paris Milans of the world and the Chrissys of the world and the Cynthia G's of the world, and you think they're going to stop at black men. Nah, they're going to eventually start going in on y'all too. Exhibit A, Chrissy. Exhibit B, Cynthia G. Remember, she said she wanted to see the black community destroyed. Huh? That's why Edward Anderson tell y'all these women don't want to be black. Translation: if y'all can't make me white, destroy the whole thing, burn it to the ground. Ain't that right, Chrissy? Because what did she say again? I tell average and below average looking black women that if you can't date hypergamously, it's better that you be alone. And I don't care. I don't care. Widow ass. Huh? And I just want you to understand, ma'am, when Mr. Z says, yes, you are extreme, that's what Z is speaking about. Right? When Mr. Z says, yes, you are extreme, that is what Z is speaking about. See, when you say stuff, remember, you said that after I said you are extreme. Months after I said that. So when you make comments like this, you tell average or below average looking black women that if they can't date hypergamously, it's better they be alone. When you make comments like that, and you consider what that actually means in America for black women who single and childless black women have 8 cents to the white man's dollar and have the least amount of wealth in America, according to the St. Louis Federal Reserve. When you, Chrissy, come out your mouth like that, you are extreme. Mr. Z's not being hyperbolic when I say it. I'm not just saying it to say it. Huh? And Spain Man says, by the way, so Paris Milan is gone, huh? You know, it seems so, at least for now. She got ran off. It wasn't us. She got into some beef with one of them other weirdo. I think it was either Divestas or one of them weirdo, right? One of them other weirdo sisters. They went to back and forth. Maybe she felt like she was gonna get doxxed, or maybe she did. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't following that part of the back and forth with them, but yeah. All right. And Spain Man says, hit the like, you dusty non-conquerors. You hear me? Oh, it was Exotical. Okay, Spain Man. All right, all right. And Spain Man said Exoticals United took her down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is crazy because Paris Milan is a black woman, but Paris Milan could have passed for Exotical. Yeah, she might not be the lightest, but she might not have the lightest skin tone, but Paris Milan could have passed for Exotical. And I'm purposely using that word, by the way. Right? And Inspired Truth says, but Z, if they stop believing the hypergamy fairy tale will disappear. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Right. And Chrissy at this point to me is just trolling. Like she got to keep this going, so she's trolling the men like Z, while also giving her subscribers something to aspire for. Like she said, some fantasy. You said it, Chrissy. I keep on saying it. You are so lucky I wasn't in my right mind to download that or record that stream when you said it. Right? I wasn't a content creator yet. You're so lucky. And I don't have it in me to go searching for when you said it just in case you deleted it or whatever. Huh? Ain't no way, KW Don. You lying. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. KW Don says Paris got exposed for selling cake soap. Oh man, don't say that. Right? Wow. Wow. So it this to me, I think because of how, as I said before, as because of how benign this is a nothing burger. We don't even know if this young lady mean it for real, even by Chrissy's own admission. She could just be feeling like this for the moment, right? She could be going through the holiday blues and said something like this. And just because of the where we are, the season of the year, she could be just sounding teeny tiny bit more sensible. By your own admission, Chrissy, this could be her trying to crowd out her competition, but you couldn't let it go, right? Wow, you couldn't let it go, right? And once again, KMS, thank you for the big old Christmas gift, super chat, right? Oh man, leave this highlighted for a little bit, right? And once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat and Southern Purchases. And thank you for the super chat, Southern Purchase. I want to thank BGS and Uru. Now, every time I see an old lady with no teeth, straight gums, oh man, I don't even want to finish. I don't even want to finish. God damn. See, I should have read it before I read it. I should have read it quietly to myself before I read it. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's start again. Southern Purchase with the crap already. Look. Oh, okay, let's restart. And Southern Purchases, and once again, thank you for the super chat. I want to thank BGS and Uru. Now, every time I see an old lady with no teeth, straight gums, I can't help but think about Rosie the Riveter 304s. Okay, all right. It didn't go where I thought you were going to go with it. It didn't go where I thought you were. I thought you were going to go somewhere completely different with it, right? Yeah, and essentially that is what cake soap is. And Grab Second Gear says bleaching soap, huh? Yeah, that's what cake soap is. That's what cake soap is. Essentially, that's what it is, right? Yeah, man, this is not looking good, ladies. This is not looking good. Chrissy out here with the insanity by the by the Einstein definition of insanity, right? And Better You says, hold up, pair of skin bleaches? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But apparently, from what I'm understanding, she was selling this. This is one of her beauty products. I'm not 100% sure, right? And if her husband is African, if I'm not mistaken, Nigerian, it was possible that she got to connect, right? And she was able to like put her own name on it in packaging and kind of sell it. I'm just, you know, guessing. Yeah. So Paris wasn't an unattractive woman. She just was insufferable when you heard her speak. There's a couple of them. Yanni's not an unattractive woman, once again, but when she started talking, right? Once again, what we have in the black community are black women who black men would pipe, black men would date, black women would marry until they start talking, right? For the fit ones, for the okay ones, until they start talking, then they start talking, and it's weirdo hypergamy talk. Shout out to Chrissy. Weirdo divestment talk. Oh boy, huh? Weirdo talk about their status, their education that nobody cares about. Weirdo talk about their luxury apartment. Once again, shout out to Chrissy that no one cares about. Luxury condo, luxury apartment talk. Yawn. Huh? Madam, I'm from South Florida. Once you start talking about luxury condo, luxury apartment talk, I go to yawning. Right? All that talk, all this talk that these ladies have about this luxury stuff. Look, for those of us from LA, New York, Chicago, Miami, man, you ain't saying nothing unless you breaking a quarter million plus. And even at a quarter million, man, half a million probably more before you really saying anything to us. And like nobody makes that type of money. Like what's that, like 2-3% of the US population, give or take? Luxury condo. Man, get out of here, lady. Get out of here. Yeah, Saint Cyr, that's what I was kind of getting to. And Saint Cyr says Nigerian cake soak plug. Yeah. I mean, if her husband is Nigerian, then yeah, they probably. And y'all remember? Shout out to Angry Man. He calling a Maybelline Muppet. Oh man. Um, if you remember, she got her little beauty care thing. I think she took some of that YouTube money and like started her own kind of beauty business care thing. I don't know. I don't know. I think Paris even said that her mom used to own some type of beauty shop or something like that, or hair salon, or it's something along those lines, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I've been listening to these women far too long. Goddamn, Z. Far too much and far too long. I'm just able to spit these things off the dome. Jesus. Right? Wow. So I just want to stress that to y'all. Look, I ain't gonna take too much of y'all time today, and I just got a notification that Art New Style is about to start streaming, so I'm gonna probably um, listen to him in a little bit, or jump on the stream in a little bit. But I definitely wanted to come to y'all today with this today because first of all, it's Christmas Eve. Will Mr. Z be streaming tomorrow? Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe. But it's Christmas Eve, everyone. This young lady put out this video. It's not the worst. It sounds somewhat sensible. And you gotta be a Grinch ass, curmudgeon ass, insufferable ass, miserable ass person. This lady keep on telling us she's not miserable. I can't tell. To see young folks having a conversation about 50-50 relationships, the equality that the women fought for. Even Kim Foster said, y'all want to be feminists in the streets, and what she said, patriarchy in the sheets. What did she say? She said something along those lines. And Chrissy's like, yeah, that's it. Okay, whatever. Um, the young people are having a more nuanced, honest conversation, even according to you in those comments. And you feel like that's an attack on your message, all the way to the point where you had to come out and make this feel piece. Wow. Say that. And Els Active says, being a wife slash mother plus breadwinner is the cost to be a boss chick. If you don't like it, change the system your mothers fought for. Say that. Inspired you said, olive bread snatched. That's essentially what Chrissy did. I'm not gonna say we don't know this young lady. Once again, shout out to Just Geo. You know, I'm not falling for the reach back. But we're just having a conversation about framing it around this conversation, right? We're having a conversation about the conversation, if that makes any sense. And if this young lady is, let's go all the way to the extreme with it. Let's go all the way. Let's say she is offering a olive branch, a peace offering. Look, man, hey, I get it. You ain't trying to work yourself to the bone, excuse me. Um, I get it. I'm willing to do 50-50. Let's say she is saying that flat. And the women in the comments, we're not even saying they are saying that. Let's say they are though. Are saying, you know what? I'm with her. Chrissy just jumped in the middle of the conversation. You imagine two tribes meeting up and saying, hey, we've been warned forever. And the women tribe, the Amazonians, the black female Amazonians, reach over at a peace offering and say, look, let's have a conversation. And here come Chrissy on miserable ass with her miserable ass subscribers jumping in the middle of the peace offering and say, nope, 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 nope. We need to continue this war. What type of weirdo crap? This borderlines reminds me of Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. And if y'all remember when they met up at the house and they were shooting at each other and they trying to delete each other, et cetera, et cetera. And they got real close, and Brad Pitt pretty much said, I can't do this no more. If you're going to off me, off me. And if I recall correctly, because I haven't seen this movie in like a decade, right? He put his gun down, and Angelina was like, "Come on!" Like she still was trying to go at it, fight. Damn near, one of us gonna delete each other, and that is Chrissy, and like all of that side of this back and forth online between black men and black women. The women are the ones that like look like they really want to keep on going. And so even when you have this young lady that's like, let's maybe have a different type of conversation. We're a couple days away from 2025. Maybe let's go into 2025 having a different type of conversation. Chrissy like, nope. Chrissy and her miserable ass subscribers and that whole entire side of the black female gender conflict that want to do the matriarchy, gynocracy, run things while you fund it, right? Men fund it, women run it. That whole side said, nope. GC said she want to go into 2025 war ready. And the song just popped into my head. For those of you that never heard the joint with Rick Ross and Jeezy, right? Say that, L's Active. You see what I'm saying? And L's Active says such a Scrooge. And this is why my thumbnail is what it is, right? Man, it's just it's the worst. So, y'all, I'm not gonna, go too much into this. We're gonna pause right here. Look, Chrissy, ma'am, stop. Ain't nothing else to say. What can you tell this lady? Something benign as this, and she going off. Ain't nothing else to say. Ain't nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go, right? I really feel, and shout out. I listened to Sarge Willie Pete's stream video, and BGS covered it, and shout out to BGS for covering it. It really is what Sarge Willie Pete was saying. Like, we just want to chill. We're good. We're not trying. And I kept on saying it, right? Shout out to BGS for the myth of white womanhood. Exactly. It's not, Sarge said it now. He finally said it. Sarge finally said it. It's not black men that's trying to be white men. We cool. When we like the money, yes. The power, yes. Are we willing to do? And I kept on saying it. Shout out to all my day ones. Mr. Z kept on. Mr. Z, how often you gonna say? You kept on saying. I'm gonna keep on saying it, right? Z, you crack your own self up. I know. I know. We don't want to be them. Black men don't want to be white men, and we definitely don't want to do mass deletions and all this other crazy stuff that they've done to gain that type of power. Right? It's the women, right? It's the ladies. It's the Chrissy types, huh? Clearly, right? This is just insanity, and I'm glad Sarge finally got there. We chilling. We just want to. And when Sarge was like, I just want to do donuts and just go shoot it with. Exactly. It's black women, especially the Chrissy types, somewhat the Yanni types, the Paris Milan types, the Cynthia G types, the Davesta Zeta types, right? The sovereign woman types, right? The Shira 7 types. It's those that it's I want to be an upper middle class or rich white woman or nothing. Wealthy white woman or nothing. And I'm glad Chrissy showed her hand here. She felt she had to make a field piece about this benign ass video, which inspired Z to respond to her. Shout out to Inspired Truth Podcast. You really did inspire me to do this. Right? Your name is apropos as hell. Right? It inspired me, and Z is giving some truth here. So there you go. A benign ass video. Ladies, you might want to seek therapy. Like, all jokes aside, and preferably a black man, straight black man. It's gonna be a little difficult to find, but yeah, you might want to go seek therapy, lady. Like, I'm not joking, and I don't mean that lightly either. And you might want to tell your therapist, yo, like, and y'all hear Z say, I mean it. I stand on it when I say it. I don't think the majority of black women hate black men. I think they love black men. I think their love come with a right hook, though. Right? I think the majority of black women actually love black men. They just want you to get down on their program and worship at the altar of the black gynocracy. The Chrissy types, on the other hand, actually kind of do hate you. Yeah, yeah. Because you ain't make her with no white woman. Right? And she say that, and Els Active says, Chrissy, stay on jihad. She stay on jihad mode. Right? She stay on jihad mode. Cam says zero tolerance, Chrissy. Right? Wow. Mr. Donnie Max says, Miss Ann Cartwright, the myth of white womanhood. Terrell corrected me. He said, it's not jihad, it's shihad. Say that. Man. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Shout out to the replay gang. KMS says, Chrissy on her George Wallace ish. Ninjas ain't ish now. Now ain't ish tomorrow. Ain't ish forever. Right? For real though. It really is. You know what? Oh, I should have put that clip. I should have had that as somewhat of an inspiration. It's you gonna pay what you owe, Santa. It really is Boondocks. Right? Chrissy really is Riley shooting at Santa. Chrissy really is Riley in the mall shooting at Santa. That's really who she is. The women say it's the holidays. It's definitely, it's cuffing season. It is cuffing season. Chrissy said, damn all that. I'm walking in the mall and I'm shooting at Santa in front of everybody. Y'all look too happy. Y'all look too giddy. Y'all look like y'all trying to put y'all weapons down at least for cuffing season. And listen here, ladies. Nope, we shooting at Santa. I was active said, no, she's shooting at the crowd, Z. Oh man, GC says she ain't been cuffed in years. Oh man, you gonna pay what you owe, Santa. Oh man. Wow, Chrissy. Wow. Inspired Shoe says Boondock Stacks, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, and the super chat. For real. Let me leave that highlighted for a little bit. Man. It's cuffing season. And Chrissy said, absolutely not. Lady, are you okay? People trying to chill with their families, start families. Uh-oh. Holiday season, cuffing season. There'll be a whole lot of September babies. August, September, and October babies. Right? People trying to chill. People trying to be booed up. Right? And Chrissy said, no, ladies, absolutely not. We at war with black men all day, every day. What Jason Black and Professor Black Shoe say? White supremacy never takes a day off. And Jason Black makes sure to stream on holidays. I hear him and I'm with him on it. Right? Chrissy said, F that. We at war with black men every day. And we never taking a day off. Right? No holiday is too great for us to not give black men the middle finger. Once again, check the thumbnail. You see what I'm saying? Look, Trell. I be knowing. And Trell says, my eldest born is August, my middle born is September, my youngest is October. You see? Right? Also, Trell, that means that that time of the year is gift heavy as hell for you, ain't it? Right? KMS says, war never over. Exactly. We're going to call it the Biggie Christmas. And L says, Chrissy with the 4-4 at your door on Christmas Day. Right? What Jay-Z said, was that the joint with him and DMX? Or was that another joint where he was like, knock on the door 4 in the morning, it's just us and the guns? Or did he say 3 in the morning? God damn, I be knowing lyrics and then not knowing lyrics at the same time. Right? Trust it, yeah. Right. So we're gonna call it with the Biggie Christmas or the Jay-Z Christmas? The knock on your door with the 4-4, it's just us and the guns. The Jay-Z is just us and the guns. That really is Chrissy. Jesus Christ, lady. Wow. This lady. I I'm going to go really look for this video, go through the comments. Well, I don't have TikTok. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to shout out to the replay gang. If y'all not able to put that link in now, I'll go look for it. I'll try to look for it. And shout out to the replay gang. Maybe somebody will post it. And I'll check it out after. But for at least for what Chrissy played, that was a benign ass clip. That should not have inspired anybody to do anything really. That was a benign ass clip. It definitely should have inspired any type of anger or rage or ire. But let Chrissy tell it. Here we are. So that's insanity. And Just Geo says, wait, did you already review this Chrissy vid? I'm late. That's what I'm reviewing right now. Right? Wow. So I don't know why this made me laugh. And GC saying she ain't been cuffed in years. It's such a simple ass comment, but yeah, it's funny. So on that note, we'll actually pause. I see what y'all doing. Right? Christmas Eve. I see y'all. Everybody off. Everybody getting lit. Everybody getting lit. Everybody like, hey Z, keep streaming. Right? Mr. Z got to go talk about cuffing season. Mr. Z trying, hey. So yeah. On that note, y'all, we will truly pause right here. Right. Once again, thank you for that KMS. I'm humbled, right? I just Z just does his thing, and I'm truly humbled. Shout out to Buckeye fan. Let me make sure I say this, Buckeye fan. We did not forget about you. We did not forget about you. So the TLC stream is coming. It's coming. Buckeye fan been waiting the longest for that. He's been waiting longer than anybody else for that one stream. It's coming. I gotta put so much things together for that one because I don't want to do that one by myself. I'm definitely gonna monologue, but I definitely want to give people time to come in with different perspectives and maybe even teach me something about that song and different things that I might not have known. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do set up some stuff for that. Um, what else? What else do we? And we're gonna go over the Powell memo. So the last thing I do, we gotta go over the Powell memo. So yeah, that part. Yeah, and shout out to Compassionate for that one. Yeah. Leon says, I'm wrapping presents in my own way. Okay. Right. So yeah. Okay. On that note, everyone, truly, we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Um, Chaos put his link earlier, so let me see. No, I could find that. There we go. And Also, Art New Style is streaming, so y'all check out Art. Right, I might be headed to Art's channel in a little bit, so there's that. Leo says messy as hell with tape all over. Look, man, I suck at gift wrapping also, so it ain't just a you thing. Trust me, it's not just a you thing, Mr. Z. I get it professionally done, or no lie, I get Mama Z to do it. I ain't even gonna lie. I go stop by the house and I drop off the gifts and I give her the money and she either puts it in a bag, she does the whole nice little setup for it and I I slide her a few dollars for for the inconvenience. Yeah, Mr. Z be paying Mama Z to look out. Yeah, and yeah, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I don't have the time, I don't have the patience. Yeah, yeah, and and that's yeah, or I get you know Miss Z to do it. Either way, yeah. How does that sound, Chrissy? Mr. Z be paying Miss Z to look out when it comes to stuff like that. I slide her a few dollars. I don't have to, but I do. She don't ask for it, but I do. There you go. And Mama Z, look, Mr. Z is paying the women in his life to do stuff that they could have did for free. That they would do for free too, by the way. Look, there you go. This famous said, "I'm a master gift wrapper." Well, imagine someone like really really like seriously like into this like it's a competition, like it's a sport. Look, I see what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing. We will pause right here for real. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Y'all gonna check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, and Mr. Z out. For real this time, though. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out. Skirt!